The spaceship landed gently on Earth, deep in a green forest filled with strange sounds. 10 alien students stepped out, their eyes wide with curiosity. It was their first field trip to a Category Z planet, primitive, wild, and full of life. Their guide, a calm human named Rain, smiled and welcomed them. "Today," he said, "you will see Earth's most ancient hunters." The students followed him to a large metal fence. Behind it, powerful creatures paste-striped with orange and black, eyes glowing in the shadows. "Tigers," Rain explained. "One of Earth's top predators." The aliens laughed. "They are just animals," one said. "Our world has hunters 1,000 times smarter." But Rain only smiled. "Respect them anyway." That night, as stars blinked overhead, the forest grew silent. Too silent. And something sharp moved behind the trees. The night air turned heavy, thick with silence. Inside the research cabin, emergency lights flickered red. A loud alarm buzzed through the compound security breach. The alien students jumped from their sleep pods confused. The fence's power had failed. Rain rushed toward the control panel, but a sudden roar split the night. Before anyone could react, a blur of orange and black lunged from the darkness. Rain pushed one student aside, taking the hit himself. The tiger vanished just as fast, leaving behind only blood on the ground and a broken fence gate swinging open. Panic exploded. It escaped. The predator is free. One student screamed. Another tried to send a signal, but the comms were dead. The group was alone deep in Earth's wild forest, with a wounded human and a predator that no longer saw. Bars. The forest felt alive now, not with peace, but with hunger. Every rustle in the leaves made the students flinch. They tried to stay calm, reminding themselves they were evolved beings, smarter than any Earth creature. But something was wrong. The tiger was not chasing blindly. It was waiting, watching. One student, brave and proud, stepped ahead to scan the area. Moments later, they found his scanner shattered and his translator earpiece lying in the mud, still warm. He returned, pale and trembling, whispering, "It was behind me, and I never heard it move." The students realized something terrifying. This animal was not just muscle and claws, it was silent, strategic. It stalked like a ghost and struck like lightning. "It hunts fear," one student said quietly. And suddenly, they all understood they were no longer guests here. They were prey. In the dim light of dawn, the students stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath the old supply hut. Inside, barely conscious, lay Rain, his arm wrapped in torn cloth, his face pale. Next to him blinked a small holopad. One student tapped it, and Rain's voice crackled to life in a weak recording. "If you're hearing this, listen carefully. Do not run. Do not scream. Tigers don't hunt by sight. They hunt emotion. They feel your fear." The student stood frozen. This was not a training exercise. This was survival. Rain's message continued. "I wanted to show you Earth not through cages, but through truth. Now it's up to you to respect that truth." The transmission ended. Outside, the growl returned, low, deep, patient. The tiger was near. But this time, it was not chasing, it was waiting. For weakness, they had no food, no work incomes, and one of their group was missing. Fear hung in the air like smoke. The youngest student, quiet and often overlooked, stood up and did the unthinkable. "I will go," he said. "I will distract it." The others protested, but he only smiled nervously. "I remember what Rain said. No fear, no patterns. Tigers watch, but they can be fooled." He darted into the forest, weaving through trees, splashing through water, doubling back through his own trail. At first, it worked. The others watched from the shelter, hope flickering in their eyes. But then, a snap. The tiger had learned. It had adapted. As the boy stumbled into a clearing, breathless, the tiger appeared silent as shadow. Just as it crouched to strike, a flare tore through the sky. Rain stood in the distance, weak but alive, holding fire in his hands. Smoke from the flare drifted through the trees as the tiger backed away. Its golden eyes locked on Rain. The students ran. To him, stunned, he was still standing. Weak and pale, he lowered the flare gun and sank to the ground. Why do you keep such creatures?" one student asked, voice trembling. Rain looked up, blood on his shirt, a tired smile on his face. "Because they remind us we are not gods," he whispered. "They shape the forest. They keep the balance. Without them, everything collapses." He told them how humans once tried to wipe out predators and nearly destroyed their own lands. "We survived because we learned respect. We stopped trying to rule everything and learned to live with it." The students sat in silence. The beast they feared was not evil, it was necessary. And Rain had trusted them to see that truth. Back aboard their ship, orbiting quietly above the blue and green planet, the alien students sat before their report screens, no longer proud, no longer certain. Their words came slowly, shaped by fear, wonder, and something deeper, humility. They did not write of Earth as a primitive planet anymore. They wrote of the tiger, the quiet hunter who moved without sound and saw through lies. They wrote of Rain, the wounded human who faced death not with weapons, but with understanding. "Earth is not dangerous because of its machines," one student typed. "It is dangerous because its wildness still lives and its people learn to live beside it." Their report closed with a warning and a lesson: never underestimate a world that still remembers what it means to fear. The file was sent, and somewhere far below, a tiger roamed free under the trees.